In this video, we're going to go through a complete step-by-step guide on how to get your real estate license and start your real estate career in the state of Vermont. We're also going to cover a couple of important questions to ask when interviewing your first brokerage to give yourself the highest chance of success. And at the end of the video, we're going to break down all the costs to get your license so you know exactly how much to budget. Let's dive right into the video. My name is Chris with the Empire Real Estate YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about real estate, personal finance, and entrepreneurship. Before we get started, I want to offer you our free How to Get Licensed and Start Your Real Estate Career Guide. If you want to get your copy, it's in the link in the description below. Everything in this video, plus more, is inside that guide, so I hope you enjoy it. Oh, and by the way, if you enjoy the video, smash the like button because it does help the channel grow, and we really appreciate it. First things first, in Vermont, you must meet a couple basic requirements before you get started. The first one is you must be 18 years old or older, and you must have a high school diploma or a GED. The very first step to getting your license in the state of Vermont is completing the real estate pre-license education requirements. In Vermont, you're required to complete 40 hours of state-approved pre-license education. And yes, I know, 40 hours sounds like a lot of time to sit in a classroom. And you're right, it is, especially if you have a 9-to-5 job or you're just busy in general. Because of this, we suggest you check out Clearby Real Estate School. They offer these classes online, which makes it super convenient, and the students really love it. So if you want to check them out, there's an affiliate link down below with different sales and discounts. After you complete your real estate pre-license education classes, I would put the brakes on before you schedule your exam, because this exam has a high failure rate, and I want to give you a couple basic tips to give you a higher chance of actually passing the exam. The very first one is to time block an hour or two for at least a week after you finish the pre-license education classes to study. Learn as much as you can, absorb as much of the content as you can, and this will give you a higher chance of passing because it is a closed book test. So learning as much as you can and really studying will give you the advantage you need to be able to come out on top and pass the test. The second tip I would give is to find a real estate study buddy. Finding somebody that can do flashcards with you, somebody that can hold you accountable, and somebody that you can just have fun with and kind of quiz each other and go through this whole process with will make a big difference. And if you can't find a real estate study buddy or studying textbooks is just too boring for you, then I would highly suggest you check out Prep Agent. Prep Agent helped me pass my real estate exam, and it's a tool you can use, and it's like a test-like simulation tool that will kind of work with you. It's very interactive, and it will quiz you in a way like the test is actually conducted. So this gave me the confidence to pass my exam, and if you want to check them out, there's an affiliate link down in the description below for this tool. Once you've studied and you feel confident you can pass the exam, it's time to schedule the exam. In Vermont, the exams are held with PSI testing centers, and PSI testing centers is a third-party testing company that conducts the exams. You can go on their website or give them a call when you want to schedule the exam, and I would give them at least 24 hours notice to make sure they have something on their schedule that works for your schedule so you can get in there and take the exam. On test day, you're going to want to bring a couple basic things to the testing center. The first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. And you're going to want to bring 2 forms of identification to get into the testing center on test day. Once inside the testing center, you're going to see that the questions are multiple choice and it's a closed book exam. The good news is that they are multiple choice. The bad news is the wording can be a little confusing and a little tricky. So I highly suggest you read each question multiple times before you submit your answer, and this will give you a higher chance of actually passing the exam. Sometimes these questions can be worded a little tricky, and you might even know the right answer, but you're just rushing and you submit the wrong answer by mistake. So just know that you're probably going to finish this exam early, even if you read the questions multiple times, because you have plenty of time to finish the exam, and the majority of people that take the exam do finish early. So don't rush, don't stress, and make sure you really read the questions well before you submit your final answer. Once complete, you're going to find out right away if you passed or you failed. And if you failed the exam, it's okay. A lot of very successful agents throughout the country failed the exam the first time around. So it doesn't mean you're going to be bad at real estate. It just means you need to study a little bit harder, come back, and give it another try. Now, if you did pass the exam, it's time to celebrate. Give yourself a pat on the back because you are almost through the entire process and you've gotten through the hardest part so far. So Give yourself a pat on the back, celebrate, and be proud of yourself because you are doing a great job. Once your exam is complete, it's time to do your background check and fingerprinting. In Vermont, you're required to do a background check to make sure you have nothing on your record that would prevent you from getting licensed. Now, if you do have something that's questionable, I would reach out to the Real Estate Commission and see if they're willing to make an exception or if it's going to become a problem. But just know you're going to have to do a background check and you're going to have to get your fingerprinting done before you can get licensed. The next step is finding a sponsoring broker. Now, this is one of the more simple parts of the process, but it's very important because if you didn't know, 87% of all agents fail out of the business. So picking the right first sponsoring broker and the right mentor can make all the difference and set you up for success. So I want to give you a couple important questions to ask while you're interviewing brokerages and finding the one that's the right fit for you. The first question is, do you offer a mentor? Having a mentor for the first 3 to 5 deals is super important because so many things can go wrong in your first 3 to 5 deals. And if you don't have the experience to handle them, it can become quite stressful. I know during my first 3 to 5 deals, all kinds of stuff happened and I was anxious, I was nervous, I was stressed out, and having somebody there to talk to and work through these problems with you that has the experience is a total game changer. So having a mentor that's able to answer your questions, jump into some deals with you, and really help you through the hard times will make this business a lot more enjoyable and a lot less stressful. The second thing I would ask is if they have a training system in place. Now, this is different than a mentor. Don't confuse the two. Sometimes people confuse a mentor and a training system. A training system is just like modules or courses online or even live weekly trainings at the office that will take you from the day you get licensed all the way to building a successful career. So the biggest thing that agents face when they're brand new is they just don't know what to do. They get into the office on day one, they look around and they just have no idea what's going on. And then a week goes by and they haven't done anything. Then 2 weeks go by. And before you know it, they're in a weird predicament where they're not making any income. They're not taking the right actions to set their career up. And before you know it, they're quitting the business because they're not making any money. So make sure you have a training system that you can follow, that you can do on your own time, and combine that with a good mentor, and it will give you a much higher chance of having success. The third question to ask is, how are they going to help you get business? This is a very important question because many agents that do fail out of the business don't fail because they don't love the business. They actually really enjoy it. They're just not making enough money to stay in it, so they have to go do something else. So asking this question up front is a very important thing to ask because every brokerage is going to teach you how to get business in a different way. For example, some brokerages will just teach you how to do sphere of influence marketing. This is reaching out to your friends, your family, all that kind of stuff. And that can be great if you have a big network. I know many people that have built 6-figure businesses doing this alone. So it does work if you have a good network and this is the way you want to build. But some people don't have that and they want something different. So they might want leads. They might want someone that's calling leads for them. They might want marketing done for them. They might want to learn how to prospect and convert leads by the phone. So depending on what you want to do, will really depend on which brokerage and which mentor you should align yourself with. But having this conversation up front is very important and it will help you align with the right place that's going to help you build your business the way you want to build your business. Oh, and by the way, we are looking for new agent partners in Vermont. So if you're interested in partnering with me over at Power Unit, click the link down below and I can jump on a 30-minute Zoom call and see if it's a good fit. And if not, maybe I can point in the right direction. Once you find your sponsoring broker, you're going to submit your license application. So you're going to package up your completed real estate classes that you've taken, your past real estate exam, your past background check. You're going to put it in the mail and wait to hear back. Once you hear back and you're approved, you're going to take your license, you're going to hang it with your broker that you chose, and you're ready to start your career. So it's a really exciting time. But before we go, I do want to go into the cost so you know exactly how much you need to budget to get this done and to get licensed. The very first thing that I would budget for is the real estate pre-license education classes. I would budget between $200 to $400 to get this done. Next, you're going to have the background check and the fingerprinting fee, and I would budget between $50 to $100 to get this done. Then you're going to have your exam fee, which is about $65. And then your license application fee, which is about $110. Last but not least, I would budget between $200 and $500 to get started with your first brokerage. and get E&O insurance. So if you're going to get licensed this year, drop it in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you have questions about getting licensed, definitely drop that in the comment section below as well. I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you like this kind of content for real estate entrepreneurs, we come out with content on a weekly basis. So smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in.